Hi, it's me, Kate Oaktree internationally, linguist, founder from Lingua and Lingo Plus. And recently, I've been to NASA, had very good conversations about future missions to the moon, to Mars. Well, and I started wondering, imagine one day Mars is no longer the red planet, it's green. We've got the atmosphere there, so we can breathe there. We step out outside, right? We like step out of our aircraft. We take off helmets and we speak. So the question is, will we sound the same? Will our voices sound the same? And I'd like to explore this because we have with you gravity, air pressure, atmosphere, all of them shape the way how we sound. So what would happen to our voices when we speak on the Martian sky? Well, to understand this, we need to know how our voice works. I also take vocal sessions, lessons. So I had to study a bit of theory, right, to understand how I sing. And there, if we think about it, so good voice, this voice is produced by our lungs, right? So it's coming from our lungs, passes through our vocal cords here, and vocal cords typically vibrate, right? And then when this vibration creates sound, it goes through our throat, mouth, and nose, right? But then we need to know that our voice is not just our body. Yeah, we've created the vibration. And then what's next? It's our environment. So environment around us um, affects our voice sounds, how our voice sounds, right? So if we imagine Mars, here's a problem because even after it's terraformed, we won't bring there automatically the same atmosphere here on Earth. The gravity there is only 38% of the Earth. Just think about it, only 38%. Then we have with you air that is likely much thinner and potentially composed of slightly different gases. It will be, I think, very close to our current atmosphere, but still, yeah, it's different. So then how does it affect our voice? So we've got with you low gravity. Low gravity definitely will affect our body. It will affect the tension of our vocal cords. Mm. What does it mean? It will mean that vocal cords will sound differently, probably in a deeper voice or like less resonant voice. All right, then we've got with you thinner air. It means that sound waves, and they're going the other way, so sound waves don't travel the same way. They will be much slower. And if they're much slower, they have less energy. What it means, they will affect our voice, and the voice will sound quieter, ruffled. Yes, so here, Roger, Roger. And then, of course, we've got with you air that is richer with CO2. And it will affect probably our pitch, our timbre. So we need to take into account so many variables. But it's not all that. It's not only about the sound, it's also how we speak, the way we speak. It may change because we as humans adapt our speech to the environment, meaning that if we have the specific conditions on Mars, will it be harder for us to speak loudly? Does it mean that we will speak like softly, like more softly, more efficiently? Will we cut our words, shorten our words, maybe reduce vowels? Because, for instance, in the north, if you look at northern tribes, northern nations, they adapted their languages to shorten their words. Why? Because it's so cold. Look, while you're speaking, you'll freeze. Probably you'll get like sore throat. So they use very short words. The same here. Are we going to shorten our words, right? Are we going to develop new patterns of communication, right? Kind of adapt it to Martian conditions. Does it mean that in the future we're going to get like Martian English or Martian Spanish, like new dialects, right? Like pigeons, affected not by culture but by physics? Perhaps. Yes, in 2021, NASA simulated how sound would travel on Mars. There was one of the rovers, Perseverance, and when they collected the data, they discovered that indeed the sounds there are quieter, lower pitched, and take longer to travel. So what it means that indeed your voice will sound different. Um, it won't be completely, let's say, voice of a stranger, but indeed it will be altered. So we've got with you there low gravity, different air composition, and then the way how sound travels, right? And of course, yeah, so our speech patterns and language or languages may evolve. Actually, it's an interesting question. Which out of the current languages on our planet would be the best for Mars? Like based on physics? That's actually a question maybe you can reply. And of course, what's really curious for me, if we're going to adapt our languages to Mars, like, and we're going to adapt ourselves, like, how we're going to create language alter egos. Yeah, so my theory. Probably we're going to see the first Martian language alter ego. Yeah, new version. And I'm so excited to see it like in a few years, what's going to happen. Well, maybe not in a few years, right? But like in decades. Hopefully I will be alive to see that. And what do you think? Tell me indeed about the best language from the Earth and also what do you think about potential your voice change on Mars or other planets. Well, if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in next videos. Thank you. Bye.